So huge news coming out of the Christian apologist scene today. Cleave to Antiquity, who is a pretty well-known Protestant apologist at this point, announced that he was converting to Eastern Orthodoxy. Now, I've seen a lot of rhetoric online. People are saying that he was deceitful over the last few months, and people calling his character into question and all kinds of stuff. But this, for me, just brings up 2 points. I find it quite hypocritical that just mere days after the unfortunate passing of Charlie Kirk, everyone was calling for an ecumenical truce of sorts. Protestants, Catholics, and even Orthodox, who tend to be the least ecumenical in Christianity, were all calling for some sort of truce to stop the infighting and fight the real enemy, which was the left. And now, just mere days after all of this ecumenical truce conversation, Ben announces his conversion to Orthodoxy, and what does everyone do? They go right back to the infighting and the denominational apologetics and the hate towards each other and the vitriol-filled comments. And I just wonder, was any of that ecumenical truce conversation real? Again, people will point to the fact that he was inquiring over the last few months and he was still making content. I do think that he probably could have handled this better, and I would like to see a little bit more transparency from him over the next few weeks. But I think the point stands is that I find it to be quite hypocritical that there was this ecumenical truce talk, and then he converts to Orthodoxy just mere days after that, and everyone just kind of walks back everything that was just said. The second point is that I made a video talking about me potentially discerning out of Protestantism, and along with that video, I got a lot of comments and emails asking for advice for other people who were in that same position. And the overwhelming piece of advice I kept going back to is have a moment of silence and see if you have any pride in your heart. And if you have pride in your heart, then you might as well have earplugs in your ears, because in a state like that, you will not be able to hear God. You will not be able to hear the Holy Spirit guiding you to where he wants you to be. And I think Ben is a great example of this. You know, he had a lot to gain by staying a Protestant apologist. I think the idea that he did this for financial gain is complete nonsense, truth be told. I mean, he gave up basically his platform that he built upon Protestant apologetics, not to mention that there's just nobody in that niche. So he had everything to gain. Redeem Zoomer, Ruslan, etc. were all propping him up. But to have the wherewithal to be able to empty yourself of pride and see that the Lord is leading you in a different direction, and to be able to give all of that up and be obedient to God, I think is the first and foremost thing that everyone needs to do when they're going through any sort of discernment process. I think we all should be praying for Ben. May the Lord guide him, and may he have mercy on all of us sinners.